So, a while ago, I talked about, a misunderstood god in the Greek pantheon who isn't Hades, and that being Ares, the god of war. And I basically talked about, like, yeah, he's kind of fucked up, but in fairness, all the Greek gods are a little fucked up in their own rights. And Ares in media is always treated as like this villain, almost like a god, like Korn from Warhammer. When in actuality, he's just a he's just an angry kid who really likes women's rights. Um, uh, I did a whole thing talking about the Amazons and his relation to Ares and everything else. So pop culture has really like done a number on gods and how we see mythology. And I thought about it because a friend of mine, Chris, aka the Mount Vernon kid, he basically brought up another god from another pantheon who kind of gets the same kind of treatment in his own right. Like he really does get the same kind of treatment from other gods as well. I mean, from media as well. But it has kind of fixed in a bit. Like there are some moments where it's like it's fixed in some cases. And that god is Anubis, the god of embalming. Now, I know what you're going to say. Don't you mean god of the dead? No. No. He is not the god. He is a god of death. Let's be clear. He is a god of death, but he's more of the god of embalmment and everything. Osiris is the god of the dead. Like Osiris is the absolute god of the dead, and he is and Anubis is a god of death, but he is not the god of death. And I think that's kind of the first thing a lot of people get wrong with Anubis, is that it's kind of, again, with Hades, where Hades is not the god, he's the lord of the land of the dead. The god of death is Thanatos. Thanatos is the god of death. And Anubis is not the god of the dead. He's more of a Grim Reaper. He's more of the Grim... He's the Grim Reaper, and he's also the judge of if you can go into the Duat. The whole measure, balancing of the scales and whatnot. He's also going to make sure that you get all the rights to go into the land of the dead. So he is a god of death, but he's not the god of death. That's something I feel like needs to be like clarified. Now, Anubis in most representations of him, Anubis is basically Anubis, for the most part, is seen as a big, scary monster. And how couldn't he be? I mean, he's a big jackal man. He's literally just a big... He's a giant dude with a jackal for a head, and he's already, like, physically imposing. Or a major turn-on, if you're into that. Looking at you, everyone in the furry community. No offense. I'm sure, like you're either going to be scared or you're going to want to blow him. There's no in between. Of what I've seen of people who talk about Anubis, there's no in between. Like, oh, Anubis is so scary. I want to fuck that dog man. So whatever floats your boat to anyone listening. Anyway, so what was I saying? The other thing that I think is why we put so, like, why we try to make Anubis evil in most incarnations in media is because in our core we fear death. It's the same thing with Hades, where we make Hades evil because we fear death and we fear, like, the great beyond. So obviously death is scary, so obviously Hades must be scary, or any other death god you have. And how couldn't you be scared of Anubis? He's, again, a giant jackal man. There's no real, like, it's with Hades you can make the argument, oh, it's a dude, but Anubis is like, you can't gauge what he's thinking. Anubis, for the most part, he's a strict god, but he is not an evil god. It is kind of, now, I will say, in some interpretations of Egyptian mythology, I can't, like, some people say he's the son of Horus, others say he's the son of Set. So there is, if you go by that connotation that he is the son of Set, the actual god of evil in Egyptian mythology, then you have it's kind of this connotation. He's already connected to evil, so you have that. But it's interesting to note that he's not, if we go by the Set connection, he's not his father. He's actually like got rules. He's not trying to be evil. He's just like, I'm just doing my job, man. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just doing my job, and you fucked up. Like you're the guy. Look at the scales. That ain't my heart on that thing, ain't it? No. So yeah, I think that's but again with that connotation, if he's the son of Horus, then yeah. But I digress. So Anubis is basically had a lot of bad again, as much as I love The Mummy Returns, Anubis is like the devil in the story. Like he's the overarching devil. He's the one who gives the Scorpion King the army of Anubis, which is, I don't care what anyone says, the army of Anubis is fucking awesome. It also is that, there's another awful found footage movie called The Pyramid, which involves Anubis in the end of the film, and he's just like killing people to like judge them, like he's gone insane or something in this trapped pyramid. It's an awful movie. I would not recommend it at all. But yeah, we've had so many interpretations of Anubis being a god of evil, but I will say there are some interpretations where Anubis is a good guy, or at least seen as like a fair god. Like as much as, we don't want to talk about, Neil Gaiman works, American Gods. American Gods does feature Anubis, and in there, that's like the perfect interpretation of Anubis. Granted, he's in human form, and we don't get a lot of his jackal form, but in there, he's just like, yeah, you died. Like, he comes to this woman who's like, you died, and I'm here to take you to the other side. And the woman's like, I'm scared. I don't belong to your religion. And she's like, and he's like, yeah, but as a kid, you and your grandmother used to make things of me. So I'm doing this as a kindness to you. And he's like, that's the Anubis in most cases. Like, he's firm, but he's also gentle, because he's like, you just died. I know you're going through a lot, so come on, let me help you along. That's, I think, a perfect interpretation of Anubis, where he's not evil. He's just doing his job, and he's also being like kind. There's also another, I think, if I remember right, in Tuttenstein. Do you guys remember Tuttenstein, by the way? In the show Tuttenstein, that was a great show on Discovery Kids. It was about a young mummy it would teach you about the Egyptian gods and the Egyptian mythologies. I really liked it. Tuttenstein was another great interpretation of Anubis, where he wasn't evil. He's just doing his thing, man. Like, that's the thing, is that Anubis is more about the job than he is like than most things, where he's just here to get you to the other side. You died. I'm here to make sure you're good. If you don't check out, Ahmet over there is going to eat your heart. No, don't look at me. I ain't the bad guy. You did all that. Look at the scale. Ain't my heart on that scale, is it? Yeah. Again, Anubis is scary looking. Like I can see why Anubis is treated as the villain he is. But the thing of it is, just because he looks evil doesn't mean he is. He is just a incarnation of what we have to go through. So, yeah. And again, I think it's the same reason of why Hades is made evil so many times. But he's like, I just really love my wife that I kind of kidnapped, but that's not the point. So yeah. Anyway, but what do you guys think of Anubis? Do you guys agree with me or not? Or what do you guys think? Anyway, just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.